Between me and other Christian content creators, there is a guarantee that there is going to be not a perfect match on everything theologically. Now, obviously, that's the case because a lot of people have no idea what they're talking about. They should not be making videos. They should not be teaching on here. But whenever you do have the ones who know what they're talking about, the ones who are actually very familiar with the Bible, with theology, you're still going to have a few times where they're going to contradict each other. And not necessarily in an important way, but we can have differences over certain issues. For example, it just came to my attention this morning that me and True Christian Ministry, we both have a different view on capital punishment. Now, that view is not an essential view for any aspect of salvation. That is just going to be kind of the modern application of how theonomy should be applied or shouldn't be applied in today's society. Nevertheless, I wanted to explain something. In the past, whenever people have seen me say something that they found to be confusing, True Christian Ministry would reach out to me and ask me what I meant about it and make sure that I wasn't saying anything bizarre. He wanted to make sure that I was expressing what he thought I was saying, not what people were misconstruing it to be. And so in this case, have I reached out to True Christian Ministry about this? No, because I don't think it's important enough for us to have that kind of a discussion on it. It's okay for us to have differing opinions on it. Because at no point is he going to say that he thinks that the Bible doesn't condone it, because it's very apparent that the Bible does. However, he's going to say that he does not think that it should be applied as theonomy in America today. And I totally understand his reasoning behind that, and that's okay. But what I wanted to do is just kind of give you guys a little food for thought in how my mind works with this thing. See, there's very few Christian content creators on here that whenever they say something that differs with what I believe, which is rare because we're pretty online with most things, but when some of them present an argument that maybe I never heard of before or never thought of before, or they present something in a way that kind of jogs my mind, I'm not going to double down and immediately go say like, no, they're wrong. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to reconsider my entire position from the ground up because of how much I respect these men. So to list them off real quick, True Christian Ministry, he's definitely one of them. Damon Andy, he is absolutely one of them. And then Dinks the Puppet is also absolutely one of them. If I hear any of these men say something that I disagree with in Scripture, I respect them so much and their education in Scripture so much that I will actually go backwards in what I believe to make sure that it's founded securely at the actual foundation that I put it in. For example, with this, I'm going to be looking deep into capital punishment in relation to the Bible, in relation to theonomy, how it can be applied today, and I'm going to go through the entirety of that because I want to make sure that True Christian Ministry's argument is heard, that it goes through my mind, and that I'm going to actually give it an immense amount of thought to see if me and him just have to agree to disagree, or if there's some kind of common ground that could be found within that singular subject at a later time. And like basically everything with the Bible, my mind has changed 180% since I was an atheist till now. I started out with the presupposition and got that presupposition crushed by other things by evaluating it. This is why I used to be Arminian, but now I'm a Calvinist because I was corrected by what the Bible teaches after hearing other people describing things. And so once again, because I respect Mike, because I respect Andrew, and because I respect Dinks so much, whenever I hear them say something that I disagree with, I am going to go back to ground zero to start making sure that I have like the actual foundation to disagree with them, to make sure that they're right or that I'm right, or to see if there's something in between where neither of us are really right, but we're just simply talking past each other. And this is the way that it should be done. However, you have many people on this app who will say something that I completely disagree with, and I have no respect for them, because they've shown themselves to be inadequate for teaching anything biblical. Certain people who are far too new to the faith to actually be trying to describe it, people who haven't even read the Bible yet, are going through trying to teach you Bible. So when those people say something, it doesn't matter. But whenever Mike, Andrew, or Dinks says something, those are my top three, where if any of them say something that I disagree with, I am literally going to go back to ground zero on the entire subject to see what is true, what is biblical, what is correct. And I will change my mind and I will be wrong happily when the Bible corrects me. And so for the capital punishment one, just being a very simple modern example, this is the way it's been for a very long time, specifically with those three gentlemen, where very rarely do I ever disagree with anything they say. But if I do disagree, I respect them so much that I think that they could probably be right over me. And so I want to go back and confirm whether or not I'm right or whether or not I'm wrong. And so if you're not following all three of those guys, I recommend that you go do that right now.